In our last discussion, we looked at how we can find out gross domestic product or the national income of an economy. Now, as time goes by, physical capital is used up. In other words, machinery and other equipment is subject to wear and tear. This process we've talked about earlier is known as depreciation, which also affects the calculation of total output. Depreciation cannot be directly observed as national statistics offices make an estimate of it. However, we can make our gross domestic product to become net domestic product by actually deducting depreciation from GDP. By deducting this depreciation or capital consumption, we are actually trying to only look at or only include that investment which adds to capital stock, because the depreciation is simply replacement investment or not new investment. But when you are subtracting that depreciation, what you get in your net domestic product will now be only new investment, which will be positively adding to the capital stock. Another adjustment we do to our GDP sometimes is to look at what is the income flow that takes place between country. When we look at GDP is the total output produced within a country, and it could be possible that that total output may or may not be produced by those assets which are owned by foreigners. However, when we look at gross national product, which is GDP plus net property income from abroad, we are actually adjusting it to look at all the output that is produced by those factors of production that are owned by countries' residents. So, what is net property income from abroad?
Quick pause. If you're finding value in this explanation, there's so much more to discover. At Alt Academy, we break down every A level concept with the same level of clarity. Now, let's continue.
We say net property income from abroad is simply the income which the country's residents earn on their physical assets owned abroad and foreign financial assets such as shares and bank loans, minus the return on assets held in the country but owned by foreigners, which means that we are only looking at those assets that are owned by, for example, Pakistanis, be it abroad or in the country. So, for example, if there's a multinational company that is operating in Pakistan, its output will not be part of our GNP but will be part of GDP, because GNP only look at the country's residents' output. So we can say that GNP is simply GDP plus net property income from abroad. Now, if I look at GNP look at our nationals or countries' nationals sort of output or income, but I can convert this GNP into NNP as well. If we subtract depreciation from GNP, it will become net national product, which will look at the net measure of the output that is produced by the country's residents. So, just to summarize, while GDP is looking at your country's output that is produced based in Pakistan, the GNP is looking at the output that is produced by those assets that are owned by a country's residents, be it based in the country or abroad.
If you found that helpful, imagine what you could achieve with the full economics course. Over 60,000 students have used Alt Academy to transform their A levels journey. Don't wait and take the first step today.